4 teacher unions, that's the NAT, NAGRAT, the Coalition of Concerned Teachers, and the Teachers and Education Workers Union, are calling for the suspension of discussion of 3 bills on pre-tertiary education bill currently in Parliament. The teacher unions want the Ghana Education Service and the Ministry of Education to furnish them with copies to study, analyze, and make necessary inputs before the bill goes any further. Central Regional Correspondent Richard Kojonyako has more from a news conference that was held in Cape Coast.
According to the 4 teacher unions, namely NATS, NAGRAT, the Coalition of Concerned Teachers, and the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, the bill, as it currently stands, will seek to cede effective responsibility for the provision and management of basic schools to the district assemblies. The management of SHS to the Regional Education Directorate, and the TVET would be managed by their own Director General, independent of the Ghana Education Service. Central Regional Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers at the news conference stated that the 4 teacher unions fear if the bill is allowed to go through in its current state, it will have the tendency to break the unified educational arrangement they have now, and will also have the potential of distorting the unified condition of service. In short, the best interest of their members will not be served.
The head of local government services will be appointing heads of staff, heads and staff of the education unit, as well as be responsible for promotion, transfer, discipline, and dismissal of staff of the district education unit under Section 31 of the bill. The district officer in charge of education unit can only grant transfer to head teachers of a staff or a staff of basic school within the same district under Section 32(3) of the bill. Inter-district transfer of a head teacher or a staff of a basic school can only be undertaken by the head of the local government services under Section 32(4) of the bill. The President of the Republic shall be appointing regional directors and their deputies and determining their terms and conditions of service under Section 25(2) and 26(2) of the bill. The preparation, administration, and control of budget allocations of the basic school shall be determined by the district assembly under Section 31(c) of the bill.
The regional secretary also spelled out the repercussions for the educational system of the country should the bill be allowed to go through.
It is clear that the bill will be very dangerous to the teaching profession, with a tendency of destroying the very fabric of the management arrangement of Ghana Education Service in the country, and only benefit politicians for their own interest. We hereby sound that we will resist the passage of this bill with all our legitimate might and strength as teachers to preserve the unified teaching profession on the pre-tertiary level. And this is not negotiable. I'm saying this is what? Non-negotiable. Yes. We are repeating it that this arrangement is non-negotiable. We want the people we have entrusted the affairs of this nation to remember that power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. We are in Ghana, and we know what politicians can do, and we won't allow them to toy with our destiny.
They say should their stance on the pre-tertiary bill be disregarded or ignored, the pre-tertiary teacher unions would advise themselves. Richard Kojonyako, Joy News, Cape Coast.
That is a report filed by Central Regional Correspondent Richard Kojonyako. Well, General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, Thomas Musa, who spoke earlier on the AM show, says part of the bill are to make district assemblies responsible for recruitment and promotion of teachers, a situation which exposes the profession they believe to undue politics.
When this bill becomes an act, what is going to happen is that all teachers will now be moved or be transferred to the assemblies, and then they will then become the employees of the assemblies. If you go to Section 31, it provides that the assemblies will then appoint the head of the director, the director, in charge of education. Now here they call the person the district officer. They call him a district officer under the bill. And aside that particular one, it means that the local government will appoint the district officer in consultation with the Ghana and with the education service. We all know that consultation is not something that might happen. Then from the section 32, section 31, you come to the section 32. Section 32 provides that the district officer so appointed by the district assembly, in consultation with the education service, will appoint teachers and head teachers. Will appoint
32.
Section 32.
32 basically talks about management of secondary schools.
No, Section 32 of the bill. That is a new one. When we went to Parliament, they have done some corrections to it. Because they gave us the one, because the current, we have a lot of them, and the subcommittee on education, they have done series of work. So they gave us the one that the work they've done on it. So if you look at Section 2 of that particular one, you will observe that it is saying that when the local government service, which is the district assembly, would appoint the district officer so appointed. The district officer so appointed will appoint, or in consultation with the education service, will appoint head teachers and teachers at that particular level. When that happens, it means that the contract of service for teachers will then be done at the district level or at assembly level. It means that all the...
How is that different from the...
See, the current one is that we have a centralized system of employment. In fact, we have two key things. We have a unified condition of service and a unified teaching service. This is currently what is operating. And this has been, the system has been there as far back as 1951, or even more than that. If I will go down memory lane, based upon the question you have just asked me, around 1951, even before that, I don't want to go beyond that one. In fact, there were some kind of challenges among teachers and all those things. So the Kwame Nkrumah, under the Industrial Relations Act of 1958, brought all teachers together. And if you look the Education Act of 1961, specifically Section 3, you will realize that they created a service we call the Service Committee, where the conditions of teachers were placed under the Ministry of Education, with the Service Committee advising the minister on issues of condition of service. This was further consolidated in the year 1974 under what we call the Ghana Teaching Service, under the NRC Degree 247. And it was further consolidated, it was further strengthened in 1975 under the Ghana, which was changed to the Ghana Education Service under the NRC Degree 357. Now, in 1982, the Ghana Education Service Council was dissolved under the PNDC Law 42. Teachers fought back. The likes of Mr. Paulo Mensah and co rose up at the time, and that particular thing was restored in 1995 under the Ghana Education Service Act. And specific.
As Secretary to Ghana National Association of Teachers, they're enumerating what they feel is wrong with the 3 new bills that are before Parliament. Well, Deputy Ranking Member on Parliament's Education Committee, Dr. Clementa Park, says the concerns raised by the teacher unions are legitimate and that there is the need for government to engage them. We have our eyes on this story. We'll get more as and when we're able to reach the Education Ministry for their response, we will do so.